Hello YouTube, this is Vacuum Addict today, and today we're just going to do the conclusion to Vintage Week 13. 13 is an unlucky number, and I do believe we have got an unlucky selection here. Well, this one has been working really well, but I have noticed on this morning's clean that the motor was sounding a little bit blocked again, and I've noticed that there is like a cardboard insert that holds the motor in place, which I didn't glue in. Needs to be glued in to help it flow through the machine better. Just gonna quickly fire the thing up. Yeah, so this one doesn't quite have as much suction as it did a week ago. The actual like gasket, I'll put a Constellation rubber gasket inside, and then there's a paper one on the bottom, and I do believe if I glue it in place, that secure that one and keep it all tickety-boo inside. Because obviously there is something missing from this one, so that's that one done. The hose is all dry. I'd still need to clean the hose off again. I did sort of break one of the rules. I actually got water in the hose accidentally because the hose was so dirty. So it is, we've had a couple of coats, I've had it in the radiator for about a week prior to doing Vintage Week, and managed, and it was actually what I call dry enough to use. So the hose has actually done a great job. Now we come to this one. Well, this one could be under cursed vacuum possibly, because we've had some strange things going on indeed with this one. I'm actually going to show you, well, as you can see, you switch the thing on, you notice on the start of it, the headlight wasn't working. So what happened was the headlight was working, and then within about 40 minutes of cleaning, didn't do it straight away, the bulb went. So I misplaced my bulbs. I finally found them Thursday. I've actually put them in a place where I know where they are now, because I've been tidying my cupboards up over Christmas and New Year and things like that. So I found my replacement bulbs, put a new bulb in, and it was working fine again. And now it goes. Now, if you can see on the video, as you can see there, the bulb flickered. So it is trying to fire up. Now, I do believe that the 1972 Hoover Dirt Searcher had a similar thing wrong with it, and I do believe how a vacuum cleaner works generally is the power goes down through the cable up to the switch. The switch then, when you switch the thing on, allows the power to go into the field coil, which then the field coil is like an electromagnet which spins the armature, which then the armature then is connected to a fan, which is in reverse fan, which causes a suction, and also there is a spindle on the end with a belt to drive the actual brush roll. So that's that one there. But what's also connected to the field coil, and I'm not 100% sure, is that's the thing that actually controls the bulb. So there's something the vacuum is not happy. So the best thing to do really is to replace the coil and the armature in one hit. Luckily I think I've got two motors. I think I've got a 60s and a 70s one. So we're going to replace the armature on that one. I've also got a bag for this one as well, so we're actually going to scrap a machine which was more of a mongrel. Bought it a few years ago, but it has got a nice bag for it, so we're going to refurbish it with the parts that I've got. So this one's going to come up again on another video as a refurbishment video. Now, I didn't bother taking the suppressor out of it, because once the bulbs start blowing, I thought, well, there's no point me I'm not even going to, I don't really want to attempt it this week, to be honest with you. I was very busy actually, putting my decorations away. They're all back in the loft now, ready for another 10 months or so when they start, 9 months I think, because I'll start getting stuff out around Halloween. So yeah, so overall did a brilliant job around the house. Hoover Senior's legendary cleaning capabilities. I do actually prefer using this one on the vintage week than I do a junior. I just find they lift the carpet a bit better and actually deep clean the carpets better. The Hoover cylinders, well, when you compare it with a modern machine, because we've used the 417G and the Constellations, they are a hell of a lot different in performance. When you get the latest Henry, which is a tub vac, and you see how much suction that thing's got on the similar size motor, you think, like really? There's a hell of a jump difference in the performance. But this flip head generally isn't a very good head indeed. I actually prefer using the older style head because I just find it cleans better. But it does look quite cool. This one was possibly a carbon copy of a Electrolux. Electroluxes at the time were the kings of the cylinders. Like I say, this is why this one is so rare, because Hoover didn't generally go for cylinders. This one was the last vacuum of this style, standard model, because after that they come out with the Ranger, which will had a more of a square top. The Hoover Ranger, which come out around 1973, 1974, I think, probably a 74. That one had a more of a square top on it, like the Shake and Vac one. And then around 76, they actually made it a top fill one, which was a lot better, because what you find with these is all the dust comes out the bottom of it when it's a top fill. But then Electrolux had top fills for quite a while, really, so I think Hoover were a little bit behind on that aspect. So yeah, I'm going to do this one, give it a restoration, sort the bulb out on it. So I've got a spares machine. I may even just build the other machine, but we're gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to give it another week's test with it to make sure this one's okay, really. The other thing I want to do as well, which you'll find if we use another machine and the bulbs are fine for the week, I'm going to be upgrading them to LED bulbs. Been looking at that now because I've actually gone through 10 of those bulbs now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like those the standard bulbs in, just to do on the vintage week, and if they're fine, I'll then at the end of the week put an LED one in, and then we'll gradually upgrade all the machines. But I'm still going to have the old-fashioned bulbs. They're handy having. So yeah, so this one, we'll give this one a quick push around, and we'll just see how it runs. Yes, Carl's not really much in the video today because he's not feeling 100% today. So that's one reason why we've been doing the vintage week, because quite often now he's not always up for the videos, as in health, not as in, he likes to do the videos, but he can't always do them. So we've had a bit of a rough couple of days with him, but he's getting there again. So what we'll do now, we'll switch this one on, and then we flip the head over, and we just give it a quick go on the carpet. Like you say, I do like the fact is you flip it over for the hard floors. It's very good, that one. So yeah, I put an air freshener in this one as well, take away that old smell. And this one, I don't know if we're going to get the bulb flash, because after we did the other bit, Carl wanted to suck something up and he said, look, the bulb's flashing down, look. So we'll push this one down and we'll see if we get the bulb to flash again. I've got this one. Now you can hear the bearing on this one a little bit. A bit of a whine on it and the bearing. Now that's an easy fix. It does clean really well, this one. You know, in general. as are on the rundown as well. Like I say, I use how I clean out these. I actually prefer using working on these. They're far easier to work on as a junior because you literally take the top off and you're into the motor. When you've got a junior, you've got to take the machine out. It's actually the motor's in the top way on this one, and then a junior, and the motor's in that way. So there's some awkward screws really. There is, I think he's called Scrimp Jack UK. He actually used to be an ex-Hoover engineer. I use his video actually as a reference point, and I do use old school grease. He's got a grease gun, but he actually used to run a shop, I think in the 70s. I think in Somerset or somewhere like that. If I probably got it all wrong, but yeah, I think it's like Somerset or somewhere like that. So, you know, he's worked on hundreds of these things in the years, and obviously by doing hundreds, he can do it like with his eyes closed, and he knows all the tricks and the quick ways of doing it and the right way of putting them back together. So it is worth looking at his video if you want to attempt a senior motor. Always as well, take photos when you take it apart, because they've got spacers and stuff. And I think each motor has got, I've noticed, have got different spacers for each one. So yeah, so this one will be appearing again. This one needs a bit of a tweak, but overall, you know, cleaning performance. My ring mate hasn't been shorted out yet, so it's always a risk using 40 or very old vacuums that have been stored away and put away for reasons. Like you say, it's just luck of the draw with them. Sometimes you get a good one that runs perfect, and sometimes you get ones with minor things wrong, but you know, you can only find out after using them a week or a month if there's anything wrong with them, because a quick push around on the carpet, like we quite often do, like we do on the demos, a lot of collectors will clean them, maybe do a video of them to show people, and then they put them away, but they don't really use them as daily drivers. It's a bit like, you know, having an old car and using it, say, on the weekend just to drive, you know, down to the beach, or going out for a day out with them. You know, not that as reliable as a modern car with electronics, fuel injections and stuff like that. So there's more things that go wrong. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Like I say, I'll see you again in about 4 weeks from the date for Vintage Week again. So yeah, it's been quite an iconic, this iconic colour scheme. It is nice to have 2 more. So if you look at it in reality, he's got Dirt Searcher, he's got the Constellation, he's got the Senior, and he's got this one. So it's, you know, it's like the colour scheme is building. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Vacuum Man 8. I think we can still have comments. I know that some of the, I think it's the children's, they've changed some of the rules with some of the children's channels now, where you can't comment and stuff like that. Is that right, mate? Yeah, which is good, because there are plenty of what they call trolls around that like putting nasty things. I think everybody on YouTube occasionally gets a troll on there, or somebody who says things. I quite often ignore them, because if you keep sort of like, if you react with them, they're just going to react again, you know. So just ignore or block them or whatever, you know. That's the easy way. Just let it go over your head. Don't get too stressed out about it. We do YouTube for fun. That's what our ideas is. It's fun for us, so you know, we don't take it that serious, you know. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe to Vacuum Man 8, and see you on the next one. Bye. What do you say now, Kyle? Bye.